Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be using the Blue Blood eyeshadow palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and I'm going to show you how to do an all blue icy look. Let's get right into the video. So the first thing I like to use are eyeshadow like fallout catchers, and I like to use these typically when I do a darker look because the pigment likes to fall under my eyes, and sometimes it'll mix with my foundation or my concealer, whatever I put underneath there. And so right now I'm just applying those right quick before I get started. The first step that I do in my makeup routine is my brows. I take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony, and I use a regular brow defining brush. The first thing that I do is I fill in my arch, and then I fill in the tail end, and I make it really crisp and clean as far as I can. And then I slowly taper it into the very beginning closest to like the center of my forehead. And the reason why I do this is because I want to get that ombre effect, that the darkest is at the end and then the lightest is at the front. And that's how I personally like to wear my eyebrows. And really quickly I went off camera to do my other one so I can get ready to clean up my eyebrows. After my other eyebrow has been filled in off camera, I then take the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r concealer in the shade 200, which is slightly lighter than my foundation. And then I take a very small and thin brush. I think it's a packing brush, but I use it to cut my eyebrows with concealer because it gets really small and really thin in the spaces that I need it to go. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just very gently lining up the bottom of my eyebrow and then slowly bringing it down to fill in to blend in with the other concealer that I'm going to use as a primer. And then really quickly I go over and do the other side, which I'll just let you guys watch and see. I just do the exact same thing, and the reason why I blend it down into my primer is because sometimes I use my finger to apply primer, and when I go in with my finger it's too big and it'll go over my eyebrows that I just worked so hard to clean up, and that's why. And after I finish cleaning up the bottom of my eyebrows, I take one of the foundation shades that I use. It is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Skin Perfecting Foundation, I think, and it's in the shade 40 CP. And I take a little bit on that same concealer brush, and I do the top of my eyebrow, like exactly how I would with the concealer, but I use my foundation because my foundation is going to be blended in with my forehead makeup, and I don't want there to be like a halo effect. I don't like the halo effect. Some people use concealer to cut both top and bottom. I personally don't because of that reason. And then this is the final result. Really quickly off camera, I did a look just so I can see how I want it to come out, and then this is the tutorial for that. So for today's look, I'm going to be using the Blue Blood palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm just priming my eyelids with that same concealer that I used to cut the bottom of my brows, and I'm just blending it in with my finger like I explained earlier. Now that my eyelid has been primed with that same concealer, I'm going to take a very small and densely packed crease brush, and I'm going to take the shade Undertaker, and I'm going to pack it on into the very outer parts of my crease. And the reason why I'm packing it is because it's going to get that powder to stick to the wet base that I didn't set. And then I'm going to further blend it up into the top part of my crease. I'm going to be taking that same brush and doing that same action on the inside, on the inner corner of my eye. Just taking that stamping motion and then slowly blending it up into the top part of the inner corner. And then this is the final look with that first color that I put on there. And there I can just see I'm just checking to make sure that it looks good. The next shade I'm going in with is called Blue Monday, and it's a very vibrant blue. And I'm so sorry guys, I didn't know that I was out of frame while I was filming this, but basically I'm just doing that same method, but I'm bringing it up a little bit higher than that Undertaker, that really dark blue shade. And I'm also just going in with the inner corner and doing the same thing and making sure that it's all really nicely blended. After I blend that out, then I'm going to take the shade I'm Cold, a matte sky blue color, and then I'm going to take it on this slightly bigger, very more dense packing brush, and I'm just going to very gently tap that up above both of those colors into like the brow bone area. And the reason why I blend my eyeshadow all the way up to the brow bone area is because I don't have a lot of eyelid space, and I like to maximize that and like fit as many colors as I can into those areas. After I finish my brow bone, then I go back in with Blue Monday and then further blend it back up into I'm Cold. Checking how it looks just to make sure it looks good and well blended. And then after that, I go back in with Undertaker, and then I make sure that is well blended into Blue Monday. And then I'm checking to see if it looks good. And then next after that, I'm going to take the same concealer and the same concealer brush, and I'm going to cut my crease. And for this, I have a little tip for you guys that a friend taught me. So you put a little bit of concealer right above your lash line, and then you blink up, and then it like puts this little mark right above where your crease is. And then what I like to do is just fill that in just slightly above that little mark that I made. And then I fill it all the way down and then blend it to the edges as far as I want. And then I just remove the excess, and then I'm getting ready to put on the other eyeshadow. And honestly, my right eye is slightly more saggier and has more skin on that side. So what I like to do is just go back in like even further and take it far out towards my temple. And then now I'm going to go in with the shade Undertaker, and I'm going to blend that out on the very far outmost corners of my eyes. This is a very crucial step in doing any cut crease or halo eye because you want to form that gradient that it's getting from darker to lighter. And then this is the result when I added Undertaker to the outermost corners of my eyes. Next, I'm going to be taking the shade Ocean Ice, which is that very navy blue, like sparkly color. And I'm going to be taking a little bit of the NYX glitter primer, and I'm just going to be tapping that on like next to the shade Undertaker. And I know now it's a little bit harder to see because I went out of frame again. I'm so sorry, but I'm taking that further in to the dead center of my eye, and I'm blending it more gently using small, tiny packing motions into Undertaker. And then I just go ahead and do that on the other inner corner of my eye, and I'm just making sure that it looks like a very smooth, well-blended gradient. And then after blending both of those sides, I check to make sure and see that it looks like it's just well blended and it looks seamless. Then next, I like to take the Angel Empire Cosmetics. It's a glitter gel, and it's a very beautiful blue silvery kind of shift to it. And I take a little bit on my finger, and then I'm just going in and gently pressing it onto the very center of my lid. And I'm slowly just blending it into the Ocean Eye shade. And then I'm also going to just take it up just a tiny, tiny bit up to the top part of my crease to make sure that you can see it when I open my eyes too as well. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is in the shade Ghost of You, and at the end of the video, I will link down below her shop and her Instagram account because she is a homemade brand. Next, I'm going back in with the shade Ocean Ice, the dark navy glitter, and I'm just blending that into the Ghost of You shade, wet gel glitter. And I'm just making sure that that gradient is there and that it looks seamless and that the lightest is in the very center and then the darkest at the very edges. And then I'm just checking to see that it makes sure it looks good. Next, I'm going to be taking the Stila Cosmetics Liquid Glitter Shimmer in the shade Diamond Dust. I'm going to be taking a very small toothpick because it's cheap and it's easy to use and I can just throw it away. I don't have to worry about washing it. And then I'm just going to gently outline over all the glitter and the shadow that I put in the halo. And the reason why I went over it with the silver glitter is because I wanted everybody to see the clear definition between the mattes and the glitter and the shimmer in the center. Then I'm going back in with the Angel Empire Cosmetics glitter that I used earlier on a Q-tip, and I'm just gently pressing in as an inner corner highlight and make sure that's blended in well with the Ocean Ice and Undertaker in the inner corner. To prep my eyes for eyelashes, I take the NYX Black liquid liner. It's just a matte finish, and I gently outline just the whole shape of my eye, but I'm not going to do a cat eye. I just want it to give extra definition. And then I'm going to take a pair of lashes, and then some of my Kush Milk Makeup Mascara. And then I'm going to be using the Duo Brush On Adhesive Eye Glue. And the reason why I like the brush on is because it's more precise, that I feel like. Really quickly, I went off camera and just went ahead and applied my false eyelash. And then this is the final look, just eyeshadow, no face makeup. And I actually really liked how it turned out, and I think that it looked really good. Off camera, I also went back in and filled in the blue to make it look like close it, because I noticed that there was this weird gap of eyeshadow that wasn't there. And now I'm going to get started on my face makeup. I'm going to be taking the Silk Canvas Primer by Tatcha, and I'm just going to be applying that all over my face rubbing it in, make sure that it's covering all my pores, and prepping my face for the foundation I'm about to put on it. And the reason why I really like this primer is because it creates a really nice barrier between my makeup and like my natural skin, because I have acne prone skin and sometimes I get my pores clogged and that's not good. And it also just feels really nice and it does a good job of holding up my makeup. This is the same foundation that I used to cut the top of my brows, and then that's just what I applied off camera. And for bronzer, I'm just going to be taking the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker bronzer in the shade Private Island, and I just really like this because it gives me a nice warmth. I have an issue with bronzers because I'm neutral toned with slightly more warm undertones, and sometimes it looks too orange, and if it's too cool, it'll look ashy on me, but I think this looks really good. And then for blush, I'm going to go in with this Morphe blush palette, and I'm just going to go upwards in an L starting from the far left, and then up, and then all the way down to the right. I know that sounds really weird, but I really like the color combo of all four of those, and then I just go in and take a giant brush, and then I just pat it on above the bronzer, and really blend it in seamlessly into my cheekbones, and into my contour. And for today, I'm only going to be doing just my cheeks. I'm not going to do anything on my forehead or my chin or anything like that. Next, I go back in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, and I just go back in and fill in where foundation or powder may have kicked back and put on there. And I just gently line it up and put it back all in order to make it extra dark. And then I just went back in and put in some pearls just to be a little extra. I put some above my eyebrows and some like right below it. And I think it looks really cute, and I like the way it turned out. It's really cute. Next, I'm going in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set Setting Spray, and then I just took a bath in it, to be honest. And next, I'm going in with a Jeffree Star Cosmetics Supreme Frost Highlighter in the shade Hypothermia. This was sent to me in a mystery box over the summer, and it's got a blue reflect, and I figured I might as well use this. So I basically just taking like a very small, kind of like dense highlighting brush, and I'm just gently like brushing over like the high points of my cheeks. I really liked how icy and just wet this looked whenever I put it on, and then I just went ahead and went on the other side and did that same back and forth motion to really like spread the pigment on there, and then I just gently kind of buffed it into my blush, and then I'm turning my head to see and show how it looks to you guys. And then I can never get enough highlighter, so I just went back in, and then I quickly did my nose. I added some final touch-ups of my highlight, and then I just went ahead and checked and made sure that it looked exactly how I wanted it to look, and I was comfortable with the way it looked. And then the last and final step is lips. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. I just put this on my bottom lip, and then I did it back in, and then went in on my top lip. And then I just mushed them together, and then made my lips look really luscious. And I really like the formula and the color, and I think it really neutralized all of the blue stuff that I got going on. So this is the final product. This is everything that I showed you guys how to do. I did. I really liked how it turned out. It looks really wet. It looks like I just stepped out of the ocean and like became like this ocean goddess or whatever. Let me know down in the comments if you guys liked this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions on any products that I may not have mentioned that I used, or just how your day was, any ideas for like my next video or tutorial that I might do. This is all I have for you guys today, unfortunately. I will link down all the products that I used below, just in case you couldn't hear or you're hard hearing, or you just missed it. I'll also link down my makeup Instagram account. I have this look already posted. I actually filmed this a while ago, but I just never really got around to editing it because of school reasons and life. Again, thank you so much. Happy holidays, everyone.